What if I told you that you could reverse a cavity at home all by yourself? I know it sounds too good to be true, but stay with me here. In this video, I want to challenge some common assumptions about dental cavities, what they are, how they form, and whether it's really possible to heal them without drilling and filling. The conventional dentistry story we've all heard is that once you get a cavity, that's it. There's no going back. Just brace yourself for the drill because that tooth is done for. But some functional dentists are suggesting that maybe that's not quite the full picture. Cavities don't just spontaneously appear. They form as part of a process that starts long before you ever see a hole in your tooth. The truth is, our teeth are incredibly resilient. When given the right conditions, they have an amazing ability to remineralize and repair themselves. But in order to tap into that power, we first have to understand what causes cavities to form in the first place. It all starts with a loss of minerals in the tooth enamel. Enamel is like a crystalline scaffolding, filled in with minerals like calcium and phosphate. It's this mineral content that gives enamel its hardness and strength. But enamel is constantly going through cycles of demineralization and remineralization. Acids in our mouth soften the enamel and dissolve out minerals. That's demineralization. But under the right conditions, saliva can redeposit those lost minerals and harden the enamel back up. That's remineralization. It's an ongoing dance. But when the balance tips too far towards demineralization, that's when you start to get cavities. The acids create tiny pits and fissures that allow bacteria to penetrate deeper into the tooth. Certain bacteria, like Streptococcus mutans, feast on sugars and churn out acid as a byproduct. This acid further erodes the enamel, creating porosity that allows more bacteria to enter and colonize. It's a downward spiral that ultimately leads to decay, spreading through the enamel and into the softer dentin underneath. By the time there's an actual hole in the tooth, things have already gotten pretty bad. But even then, it's not necessarily too late. The process I just described takes time. If caught early, even small cavities limited to the enamel can often be remineralized and reversed. But first, we need to stop the forces causing damage and give the tooth everything it needs to rebuild and regenerate. The most important thing is to limit the sugars that feed the bad bacteria. I'm talking about obvious sugars like candy and soda, but also refined carbs that break down quickly into sugars. At the same time, we need to neutralize plaque acids and provide the raw materials for remineralization, all of which come from saliva. Saliva is the unsung hero here. It contains calcium, phosphate, and even antibacterial compounds to keep bad microbes in check. Saliva bathes the teeth in a protective flow that can reharden enamel and prevent cavities from advancing, but only if given enough time and access to work its magic. That's why constant snacking and sipping throughout the day deprives your saliva of the chance to remineralize effectively. Functional dentists recommend limiting eating and drinking to mealtimes only. Avoid constant grazing and make water your beverage of choice between meals. Your saliva needs time to neutralize acids and redeposit minerals before food and drink create those acids all over again. Certain supplements can also amplify the remineralizing effects of saliva. Xylitol, a natural sweetener, not only inhibits cavity-causing bacteria, but also stimulates saliva flow and enhances mineral redeposition. Specific blends of oral probiotics can help crowd out bad bacteria while producing compounds that neutralize plaque acids. Even vitamin D plays a role in activating the genes involved in enamel mineral metabolism. Talk to your dentist or doctor about what supplements may be appropriate for your individual situation. In more severe cases of demineralization, fluoride treatments, like fluoride rinses and high-concentration fluoride toothpastes, are the gold standard for strengthening enamel and preventing cavities. Fluoride enhances remineralization and also gets incorporated into the crystalline lattice of enamel itself, making it more resistant to acid dissolution. But not all fluoride is created equal. Sodium fluoride specifically has been shown to be the safest and most effective source. Now, conventional dentists will say enamel remineralization can help small lesions, but once a cavity extends beyond the enamel into the dentin, you're out of luck. The decay will just keep marching on until it infects the dental pulp and the tooth has to be extracted or root canaled. But some functional dentists are challenging that assumption. They argue that even if you can't completely reverse the damage, you may be able to arrest the decay so that no further drilling or root canals are required. The tooth can still be saved. This is backed up by dental studies showing that when cavities are treated with antibacterial essential oils, they don't progress nearly as much over time compared to not treating them at all. And that means treating cavities conservatively by disinfecting them may allow you to avoid more invasive restorative work. Of course, every situation is different, and your dental team knows your mouth best. But instead of just defaulting to a filling, have an open discussion about whether it may be appropriate to try some natural therapies first. Ask for 3 months to improve your diet, use antibacterial rinses, and see if your body can stabilize things before drilling. You may find that some or even all of that decay can be arrested just by disrupting the bacterial infection driving it. And any demineralized areas have a better chance of rehardening when you cut off what's eating away at them from the inside. Just like you'd want to get rid of termites before trying to rebuild their termite-damaged house. This is the approach many functional dentists take. They don't immediately jump to drilling out decay. They only do that if all efforts to heal and remineralize have failed. But more often than not, they're able to turn things around by working with the tooth's natural defenses rather than against them. The results functional dentists see, even in more advanced cases of decay, continue to surprise both them and their more traditionally trained colleagues. It just goes to show how much potential our living teeth actually have when you change the conditions that led to breakdown in the first place. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, okay, maybe this works for small cavities, but there's no way you can bring back a tooth that's mostly missing. Listen, I get it. I used to think the same thing. But functional dentists have also now seen even badly broken down, fractured teeth regrow through this approach. It's amazing what the body can do when given the chance. There are cases of teeth regenerating from just fragments of remaining enamel and dentin, which trigger the production of new dentin, pulp, and supportive structures. As long as some enamel and dentin remain, the tooth can rebuild itself under the right biological conditions. And by combining natural antimicrobials, pulsed electromagnetic therapy, stem cell activators, platelet-rich plasma, and a nutrient-rich diet, functional dentists can sometimes stimulate incredible regeneration. The point is that our understanding of what's possible is changing as we better understand the living, regenerative capacities innate to our own teeth. The old mechanistic fill or drill way of handling decay doesn't account for these extraordinary self-healing abilities. I'm not suggesting you should refuse dental work and just expect your teeth to magically fix huge holes on their own. That's not realistic in most cases. What I am suggesting is that instead of immediately turning to permanent restorations, have an honest conversation with your dentist about whether trying to stimulate your body's own defenses first may be worth a shot. You might be able to avoid, or at least minimize more invasive work. And at the very least, you can improve your biology to prevent future cavities and enhance the longevity of any restorations you do end up needing. It's about working with your body's natural systems instead of against them. Your teeth are alive. They want to thrive. But we have to give them the internal and external terrain to be able to do that. Your dental team is there to advise you, not dictate to you. Second opinions are always an option as well. Explore all paths before you let anyone drill into a living tooth. The conventional dentistry story that decay is this inexorably advancing process that can only be solved mechanically needs an update. Your teeth have an incredible capacity for self-repair if, and this is a big if, we address the causes of mineral loss and infection that created the problem to begin with. Hopefully this video has given you a new way of thinking about your dental health and empowered you to be an active participant in your own healing. Together, let's update the old story and spread the word about the incredible resilience and regenerative potential innate to our living teeth. Our mouths deserve nothing less. So there you have it, a different perspective on the potential to heal cavities and save teeth using the body's own defenses. If this video opened your eyes to new possibilities in dental health, please let me know in the comments below. Did any of the concepts here surprise you or challenge your previous beliefs about cavities and fillings? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with anyone else who may be interested in natural approaches to oral health. Finally, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos on holistic dental health, nutrition, lifestyle tips, and more. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you walk away from this video feeling inspired about your body's potential, and I can't wait to connect with you again in the next one. Until then, here's to your health.